Okay, so in this part, we're going to discuss about reducing rational expression to lowest term. So rational expression is an expression, okay? So it is in the form of okay, so always remember that if we will have a fraction, okay, so the denominator is not equal to 0, right? Because if the denominator is equal to 0, it will give you a undefined solution. So again, so what is a rational expression? So it's any expression that can be put in the form of P over Q, where P and Q are polynomials. So here we're going to discuss about polynomials. So if you are going to reduce the rational expression to lowest term, so you have to do factoring, or you have to do the long division or synthetic division as well. Okay, so let's see some examples. First, what is the factor of x squared plus 5x plus 6? Once again, we have to factor out first the x and then the 6. So you have to find what are the values that we can give that the sum is equals to 5. So we will have now the factor is equals to 3 and 2. That will give us 5. So therefore, we will have now x plus 2 and x plus 3, right? So when you're going to factor out or reduce this expression, okay, the rational expression, so you have to factor out first if you can factor out it in a complete form, which is x plus 2 plus times x plus 3. Okay. So for example, we have factors, okay, problems that cannot be factored out already. For example, we have x minus 2 and x plus 3. So you can just leave your final answer as this way, okay? So because this expression cannot be simplified in the simplest form anymore, because this is the simplest form that we will have to do already, okay? So you cannot simplify it more further because this is the simplest form. Another one, for example, we have 5 over x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, so here, if you want to simplify this one, it will give us x minus 3, right? Minus 3 and x plus 2. Okay, so in this case, we have x minus 3 and x plus 2. But here we cannot simplify because the top part or the numerator part is only 5. So therefore, you can just leave your answer this way, okay, in this one, or either you can write is 5 over x minus 3 and x plus 2, because that one is still the same answer, okay? So let's try some example that when we can reduce it in the simplest form, okay? Before that, these are the properties that you need to remember, okay? So property number 1, Okay, so it says that multiplying the numerator and denominator of a rational expression by the same non-zero quantity will not change the value of the rational expression. So if you're going to multiply both of denominator and numerator by a non-zero, or we have the same non-zero quantity, so therefore the value will not change, okay? The value will not change of a rational expression. Okay, another one. If you are going to divide, so this one is property number 2. So you have to copy this one for your notes. Okay, so when you're going to multiply and you're going to divide, the numerator and denominator, it's the same, okay? So it will not change the value of the rational expression, okay? So when you're going to multiply with the same value, when you're going to factor out, so the numbers that you're going to factor out with the same number will not change. Okay, for example, okay, are you done with this one? Okay, example. For example, we have 6 and 15. Okay, so when you're going to simplify the rational expression into simplest form, you can have the factor as 2 times 3, and we have 5 times 3, right? So therefore, when you're going to multiply the two of them, okay, the number will not change. So therefore, here we have common value of 3, and then the result now will become 2 over 5. So the same as you are going to simplify the simplest form of a fraction, okay? So what are you doing? What are you going to do when you're going to simplify? We have the fractions, so you have to find the factor of both numbers and then make it in the simplest form, okay? So you have to reduce, okay? Every time, if the fraction can be reduced in the simplest form, you have to reduce it, okay? So because if the final answer is this one, this time I will not consider that one already. So you have to reduce every time, okay? If there is a fraction, you have to reduce it in the simplest form every time, okay? So what will you do to reduce it in the simplest form? Before that, you have to factor it out. And then after that, you have to divide, or we have to eliminate like terms. And then whatever the remaining, that will be the reduced form of the rational expression. Okay, let's try example number 1. For example, we have x squared minus 9 over x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, remember that this one can be formed into the difference of 2 squared. Okay, so we can make this one as x squared minus 3 squared. And then here we can factor out as x plus 2 and x plus 3, right? Remember, we have a squared minus b squared will give us a plus b times we have a minus b. So therefore, in this case, we have now as x plus 3 and x minus 3 divide by x plus 2 and x minus x plus 3. Okay, so therefore we have common value, x plus 3 and x plus 3. So your final answer now will give us x minus 3 over x plus 2. So the thing here, you have to make sure that you have the proper way on how to deal with factors. Okay, so you have to factor out, and then after that, if you have C, we have the same value, so you can make it as 1, right? So therefore, the remaining value now, it will become the final answer. So here, the result is x minus 3 and x plus 2. Okay, another example. Okay, did you copy the notes already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that we will not you will not have a lot of problem in sending your notes. So this time, every day we will end the class, you have to send your notes already, okay? So that it's easy for me as well to check who is the one that are doing their task and that. Okay, so at 12:30, you have to send all your notes after the lesson, okay? So after the lesson, you have to send all your notes, and then I will check that one right away. So no more late submission, so that in the notes, you will not be late already, okay? So after the lesson, at 12:30, you have to send all your notes. Next, then there is no more excuses, huh? No more excuses, sir. I forgot to send my note. No, I will not accept that one anymore. Okay, next example. For example, we have 10a plus 20 over 5a squared minus 20. Property number 2 is the same. Just change the multiplying by dividing. That's the same property, okay? So number 1 is multiplying the numerator. Number 2 is, yes, no problem. It's you just write in property number 1, multiplying slash dividing the denominator, okay? So that's the same as that. Okay, next. So we have here 10a plus 20. Okay, 10a plus 20. 5a squared minus 20. So how will we simplify this one in the simplest form? So here, the factor of this one, the common factor is 10, right? Because when you're going to divide 20, so we can still have that one. So we have to factor out 10 times a plus 2. And then here, we can simplify that one as, okay, 5 times a squared minus 4. Okay, from here, this part here, a squared minus 4, we can make that one in the form of a squared minus 2 squared, right? So therefore, in this case now, we can make that one as 10 over 5, okay, times, okay, a plus 2, and then here, a squared minus 2 squared can make us a plus 2 times a minus 2, right? So therefore, we can cancel out now a plus 2 divided by a plus 2, that is 1, okay? Then after that, we can have 10 divided by 5 equals to, we say that one is equal to 2. So therefore, the final answer that we will get now is equals to 2 over a minus 2. Got it? Questions? Okay, next example. Are you done copying with this one? Okay, so let's proceed to the next problem. Okay, the next one, for example, we have 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 24x all over by x cubed, okay, plus 2x squared minus 8x. Okay, so first thing first that we are going to do is you have to find the common factor. In the numerator part, so the common factor there, if we are going to factor out the variable, you have to look for the smallest we have exponent, right? So the smallest exponent here in the numerator is x, so you have to factor out x. And then we have the numerical coefficient. Okay, so the factor of 2, 2, and 24 is equal to positive 2. So therefore, the factor now is equals to 2x. And then, or the common factor now is equals to 2x. And then after that, what will be the remaining? So we will have now as x squared plus x minus 12, right? All over by, what is the factor in the denominator? So we have the common only is x, okay, times x squared plus 2x minus 8. Now, what is the factor of x squared plus x minus 12? So the common factor, or the factor of 12s now, we have the factor of 12 is equal to, we have 4 and 3. We make sure that the answer is equals to negative 12. So therefore, so that we can get a value of positive 1, so therefore we change this one will become negative. So 4 times negative 3 is equals to 12. 4 minus 3 is equals to positive 1. So therefore we will have now 2x times, okay, so we have x plus 4 times x minus 3. Okay, and then in the denominator part, we have x times, what are the factors of 8? 8 that will make us equal to positive 2. So we have, or negative 8, right? Negative 8. So the factor now is 4 and 2. But we need to get positive 2, so therefore this one is negative. So we'll get now as x plus 4 and x minus 2. And then find the common, we have factors. So we have now x plus 4, x plus 4, x, and x here. Okay? So therefore, the final answer that we will have now is equals to 2 times x minus 3 all over by x minus 2. Okay, questions? Understand? Okay, another problem. Are you finished copying with this one? Okay, are you still there? Huh? Okay, are you still
Yes.
there? Okay. Only what is funny about mathematics? Okay, are you watching again anime there? Okay, only a warning. Okay, next. If I'm lecturing, be sure that you are listening, okay? So you have a lot of time. During the classwork, you can do your classwork while watching your anime there. Okay, but when I'm lecturing and I caught you, we are doing something. Okay, so it will be a big problem in your grade again, okay? So next example. For example, we have x minus 5 over x squared minus 25. Okay, I think this one is the basic we have factoring. We get now x minus 5 over, make this one as this one now as x squared minus 5 squared. So therefore, we will have now a plus b and a minus b, okay, with this form of a squared minus b squared. So therefore, we'll have x plus 5, x minus, we have 5. So therefore, we can have now as 1 over the final answer. Cancel out this 1. So therefore, we'll get now 1 over x plus 5. Okay, let's see another example. What about if we will have x, okay, no problem. Okay, x cubed plus, okay, x cubed plus y cubed. Okay, we'll wait first. Let's do a little break. Okay, we'll wait for one of your classmates. Okay, well, let's give 2 minutes break first before we'll continue. Okay, so let's have a break 2 minutes first. Okay, before I will proceed to the next problem. Okay, so while waiting, try to practice what will be the uh, lowest common factor of this one. Okay, so you have to reduce this one, reduce in the lowest term. Okay, you try first x cubed plus y cubed over x squared minus y squared while waiting for your classmate. Okay, try, everyone, try this one and then show your solution. Okay. Okay, is backup one already back? Are you here now? Okay, so I'll just continue this one, and then we will review something later for one of your classmates. Okay, so what is your answer? Anyone? What is the answer?
I got x2 minus xy plus y2 and then over x minus y.
X2 minus
xy
xy
plus
plus,
y2
okay, all over by
x minus y.
x minus y. Okay, so how did the Panipa get it? So therefore, what is x, or the sum of two cubes? So therefore, that is x plus y, right? X plus y times x squared minus xy plus y squared. All over by, we have x squared minus y squared, that is in the form of a squared, or the difference of two squares. So therefore, we will have now x plus y and x minus y. Okay, so therefore, we will get now as, cancel out this one. So therefore, we can make as this one as your final answer. Okay, understand? Okay, another example. Okay, for example, we have 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 6x all over by x squared minus x minus 12. Okay, so 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 6x all over by x squared minus x minus 12. Okay, try before we'll go to your classworks. Okay, try this one. So what will be the answer? Okay, so what is the answer? Is Panip, I have only one student, only Panipa is doing.
So is it 2x and then bracket and then x minus 1? Then over x minus 4, is it that?
What is your answer?
2x,
2x times
x minus 1,
x minus 1, and then after that,
x minus 4.
x minus 4. Did you get the same answer, everyone? Or you are not doing your work?
Yes.
Yes, I got the same answer.
Okay, so very good.
Yes.
Therefore, we will have now, what did you do first? You have to factor out 2x, right? So the remaining will be x squared plus 2x minus 3. Sorry, 3 only, no x. Okay, so therefore, all over by, what is the factor here? X minus 4, right? And then x plus 3. What is the factor of this one? X plus 3 and x minus 1. So therefore, we will cancel out this one, x plus 3, x plus 3. So the result now will give us that 1. Okay, understand now, guys? Got it? Okay, so let's do some classworks. So I will not continue first so that we can give chance to the latecomers to, I will wait for them. So while waiting for them, we'll do classwork first. Okay, I will write first the questions. Okay, Maga is, oh, Maga is still lost. Okay, so wait first. I will write all the questions, guys.